guys, welcome back. I'm Anna Commenty and today we'll be playing a game called Momotype. It's a visual novel about raising a virtual pet. I am super excited about this game. The artwork looks great and the concept sounds intriguing. Your neighbourhood, New Ribosome City. The chains of DNA spin on your screen. They make a web of helices until the logo of Momotype Corp appears in a white font. The ad has begun. They were all the rage in the 2100s. You knew them as monotypes, your digital pocket friends. You'd feed them, play games with them, and watch them grow. Mum and Dad liked them because there was no cleanup. You liked them because they seemed real. With the advent of the digital age, we at Momotype Corp have noticed society changing. Birth rates in this country have hit an all-time low, not seen since the plague. Soon our workforce will be depleted and unemployed. Once this occurs, industry will fail. As you all know, this is an existential threat, not only to ourselves, but importantly our GDP. Monotypes, our digital pocket pets, have supported this decline. We want people to have kids. This, unfortunately, cannot be accomplished through digital software. It can, however, be accomplished through our new product. Today we're excited to announce the shipment of our new line of monotypes, the real monotype. The digital enters the physical, cuddle them like real pets, play with them like real pets, watch them grow and change. Know the joys of parenthood. Order now at no cost. Supplies limited. Quite an interesting concept already. I mean, I'm guessing that if I press no, that's that. But I'm gonna press yes because why not? Your order is coming sooner than expected. The postal service is expediting all monotype orders. When you head to work the next day, you find out that this is a government-sponsored program. Your manager calls your team into a huddle. Yup, your order's been cancelled. We'll provide work-issued ones. He explains that everyone will be receiving a monotype. Has a partnership formed between Momotype Corp and employee asks. You're right on the money, Christine, your manager says. We have to get this country moving and corporate wants to be that vehicle of change, he says, shaking his fist in the air. Your hours will be unpaid, but a week will pass by like nothing. Pizza parties on Friday. Who'd want to work and not get paid? Your home, New Ribosome City. A dust storm led in the air. You are in a desert-like area. There is nothing around you besides the sound of your thoughts. You cannot find any. A friend tomorrow is a friend for life. Supplies limited. You're right. Remnants of the dream pass and fade into static. You're back to your showroom. So, the way the sound shifted really gave it an underlying sense of, like, something sinister going on, which I quite liked. Just sometimes simple sounds really add to an atmosphere, to the feelings inside, and it kind of felt dark and almost threatening. You're going to watch television until you hear noise outside your door. Someone has left something on your porch. It's for you. Well, you'd imagine so if it's on your porch. Oh, it's got little cat-like ears. When you open the door, there it is, a small creature laying in the basket. It's sleeping soundly. The monotype you ordered has arrived. It has soft skin, its ears are pointed. They feel like beanbags upon further inspection. It's a monotype, but in physical form, as per the ad. I'll be honest, it would be such an intriguing concept if they could I don't know if it is possible for technology nowadays to do that, but it would be so intriguing. You want to assume it's a plushie. To your surprise, however, the monotype is warm. The terms of the purchase have not been released. Keep it. Yes, keep it. You take the creature inside. Monotypes live for approximately 7 days. Oh, that's not that long. Well, I suppose if you feel like you can't, I suppose it would be good for children to see if they could actually care for a real creature before getting a real creature. A note has been packed inside the basket. Take care of them and they will grow. Monotypes love humans, so give them some love back. It's essential for their well-being. The the note ends, there is nothing else by the way of instructions. You decide it's time for bed. A collection of particles circle around. They are diluted with a heavy substance, though you cannot tell what. In your dream, the particles attempt to create form, and in doing so, assemble into a storm. Inside the storm, there is no one and nothing, except small spaces where it's immeasurably dark. Your vision recedes. You look from a bird's eye view into the storm, hoping to get a better look. As soon as you think you spot a person, the particles scatter. You repeat this process until finally you realise you're completely alone. The dream ends. You hear shuffling by your bed. You wake up to see what is moving. The Momotype is by your feet. Imagine that peering at you. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Kirby, but I also see it as just like a floating cat head. Does it have legs? Hello, parent. Momo will stay with you for the rest of your life. Do you love Momo? Momo already knows the answer. I love you. Momo has received this well. Your answer was never in question. After all, he's cute. A moment passes. Momo's stomach begins grumbling. Now that you think about it, how does Momo manage to eat? Or speak, for that matter? Head to hallway. Momo thinks you have good taste in interior design. Very postmodern. By the way, what does postmodern mean? Momo saw it on a book from your shelf. Truthfully, you don't know. Momo is now humming the Imitato Corp jingle. So it's quite... How is it actually talking? It didn't look like it had a mouth. Is Momo herbivorous? A carnivore? You don't know yet, but he seems to like pancakes. He's now full of energy. If he has no mouth, how does he eat? Play with Momo. Momo flies into the air. They're surprisingly heavy. Keep going, parent. After 30 minutes of using Momo like an exercise ball, you're tired. You drop him and you just drop it. You drop him onto the floor, and while he lays there absently, you take a moment to catch your breath. Hasn't this person thought I should probably go to work? This results in confusion. Momo seems fidgety. Parent, Momo still wants to play. I mean, it's a new thing that's arrived. I'm sure if this was like day 3 or something, the novelty would wear off. So I'm going to say that you'll continue because it's a new thing. You resume chucking Momo into the air. At some point, its head, body, smashes into the ceiling. To your surprise, he is unaffected. He requests that you keep going. So I guess, you know, if you did have children, this would be a perfect test to see if they could actually look after a creature, since it's quite clearly unbreakable. This process repeats until your arms give out. Thank you, parent. Could you cook pancakes tomorrow? Momo asks. Then he hops off. I'm just imagining like one of those space operas. Boing, boing, boing. You lay crumpled on the floor. Upstairs, you can hear small thuds in the hallway. They eventually lead to your bedroom, and soon enough the noise stops. Has he gone to bed? Momo looks like a plush doll. He lays like a pile of goo. You've decided to pet him, but to your surprise, his body is taut. Underneath is a muscle-bound creature. Go to bed. In the theatre of Momo's mind, there is nothing. The only thing that can be made out is the appearance of a person. Momo is dreaming about someone, and it's most likely you. Aww. You're the only thing he really knows, in all fairness. You're back in the desert, still in bird's eye view. The particles have ceased to move. You know that you've been waiting a long time, longer than you've waited in real life. You want something to happen. You know this is a dream, but the particles, your buoyed vision, the endless wait, years could pass without contradiction. For now, this is everything. As you've been waiting, the particles have started moving. They scatter like dust. Above you, even higher than where you currently are, it starts raining in an innumerable degree. I think that's what it says. It's a bit hard to read, like that bit there. It's kind of blended. You ascend. You are now in the clouds. The rain is below you. You are looking down from an even higher position. Finally, and without your own observation, the particles begin assembling. They seem to form something definite. You don't notice the figure below you until you see a hand waving. It's a new day. Head to hallway. Momo heard that this country's GDP is on the fritz. Soon, nobody will be making babies anymore. Banks will go under, food will be short, mass suicides all around. Will Momo be there for it? It's quite an interesting... I mean, you've got this really happy impression of this visual novel, but you've got this underlying seriousness of and the comedy collapsing basically. So it's quite interesting. No, Momo has a bunker out in southwest Rebo City. Very safe, well stocked. How does Momo know so much about the world? Intuition. Does Momo know where bunker is? I like the fact that Momo has clearly had all this information inputted, uploaded into it, but then it speaks very broken as well. Does Momo know where bunker is? Not does Momo know where the bunker is. So it's quite interesting how Momo talks. No, and he does not like revealing such details. Parent, can Momo ask you a question? What is GTP? Momo pauses. Momo does not know what a bunker is. To tell you the truth, is it a type of pancake? Head to kitchen. Momo has not yet decided what to eat. You want him to try new foods. What should you give him? A cigarette. Previously he was intrigued if Momo was a carnivore or herbivore, so pancakes, depending on what you put on them in theory, because you can put bacon and all that stuff on them. I'm going to say steak, because pancakes, in my opinion, can be vegetarian. This is made from a cow. Where do they live? Once you explain that they live in mass industrial size farms, Momo stares at his plate. Is it okay to eat cows? The actual answer is probably not, but humans do so anyways. That does not make sense, parent, Momo responds. He eats the steak anyways. It makes no sense. No, it doesn't make sense. I agree with you, Momo. Life with Momo is relatively simple. They are a crude mix between a child and a virtual pet. Concerning this, you don't have any particular feelings. However, this does not make it difficult when asked questions concerning Momo's identity. Is Momo human, he asks. No, I'd say you're not human. If I'm not human, then why does parent take care of me? Because you should care for all living things, wouldn't you agree? Because it's mutually beneficial. You get food and room, I get a pet. No, I think the top one. Momo looks up at you from the ground. Momo thought care was only reserved for humans, that only humans could accomplish such a thing. I never thought of it that way. Reserved for humans? At this line you take a pause. Why would it be reserved for humans, you ask? Humans are everything, wouldn't you agree, he responds. Today you've decided to show Momo the world. Through your television, a reflection of the real world. You've placed Momo onto the couch where they can browse a selection of different shows. Momo does not know what television is. However, you turn on your cable box. Which planet should you choose? Planet Hippo, Dragon Sphere, a new sheriff in town. I'm going to go for Planet Hippo, because it just sounds very David Attenborough-y. Look at the size of this one, mate. A man with an accent is pointing to a hippo. Is this trying to sort of do a little nod towards Steve Irwin? What a pretty little lady we got here. Along with his camera crew, the presenter is hiding in the bush. He wears a pair of binoculars and khaki shorts. It sounds very Steve Irwin. Oh, Berth is put on a couple of hundred. Oh, she's right. Gorgeous. He licks his lips. The presenter then exits the shade of the bush and runs into the sandy bank where the hippo lies. Come here, Bertha, you sly gal. He enters the water, lifting his legs as fast as he can go. The mother hippo stares the man down, nostrils above water. Why does he run, Momo asks. For footage of the hippo, you respond. Momo takes a moment. What does he want to do with hippo? The man in the screen grabs the hippo and subsequently is flung into the air. He is then pulled down under. He does not resurface. Between the two of you, there is a long pause. Finally, you speak up. Yeah, I don't really like him either. You have to change channels. Okay. I'm going to go for the dragon one, because dragons. You pay for this, Freemza. Is this a notorious Dragon Ball Z? On my life, I swear to destroy you. This ends now. A man with rippling muscles stands on the screen. He looks like he's squatting, like he's using the toilet. In actuality, he's powering up. Super angry, that's the stuff of legends. Artichoke of all people, blast it all. He yells. Magenta. To no one in particular. Artichoke the other man yelling has been in one position for the past 15 minutes now. Rocks levitate, thunderstorms form, and lava erupts from the ground. In the meantime, Freemza, who is awestruck, stares at his rippling muscles. This continues for another 20 minutes. It's so true. That is Dragon Ball Z to a T. In this time, Artichoke and Frieza only managed to grunt at each other. At the 30th minute mark, Artichoke finally releases his energy and his hair turns blonde. His muscles are bigger now. Frieza, from what you can tell, is in awe of his bulging chest. The silence until Artichoke breaks it by speaking. He says, but one thing. Now I'm really angry. Frieza blushes. The episode ends. Right, so I dread to think what a new sheriff in town is. I ain't having a swig of this. And mustachioed man fitted with a cowboy hat spits on the ground. Tastes like my mother's burnt boots. The bartender hides his frustration. Just give me that whiskey. Suddenly the door opens. From the sunlight emerges a shadowy figure. It looks to be a man in his early 40s, tan and with multiple scars. Sheriff Dudley, sneak in the bush. Sin incarnate. His hand waves in that grand gesture. How many holes could I press into that suit of yours before you bleed? The tan man pulls out his revolver, and Lord did he know, despite all my guilt and sorrows, I am cut steep. You will know what it means. Bottle to the right. Yeah, there. Sheriff Dudley flicks his wrist to the whiskey bottle in the corner. The bartender does not move. Well, get a move on. When nothing happens, Sheriff Dudley slaps his fingers on the table. Dudley, the tan man says, the devil welcomes a new man into his hearth. You will pay for your crimes against me. Dudley stares down, then sucks his teeth. The tan man has cocked his gun. Well, dog, the sheriff does not move. Gonna get up, or you're gonna cock with no bow. The whistle of a bullet is preceded by a hole appearing in the tan man's head. The words do not exit his mouth, and his face drops its expression. He falls to the floor. I actually don't know what this one is taking the mick out of, or if it's taking the mick out of anything at all. It might just be a genuine one. I doubt it though. Language there, partner. Sheriff Dudley turns to the bartender, a grimace on his face. How many times I gotta ask? After watching TV, you decide it's time for bed. Momo hobbles up the stairs. You cook something for yourself, then call it a night. Momo sleeps soundly. Right. In the theatre of Momo's mind, they are Artichoke. For Momo, their vision has collapsed. In this image, it is all they are currently dreaming of. Fair enough. Okay, you dream of that. In your dream, the particles have formed a shadow. From your height, you believe the shadow to be your own. It is overcast. There is no available light. A question arises and presents a contradiction. How can shadows exist if there is no light? You already know why. You descend to the earth. The shadow mimics your movement and rises up. It is not a shadow. It is face to face to you now. When you move your right arm, it moves its right arm. When you move your left, it does the same. This dark formation mimics your every move. You find it unnerving. You decide to dig into the earth. You want to hide until it goes away. As you descend, the shadow rises into the air and becomes the object projecting its figure onto the earth. You realize that you are the shadow, and the dark formation, by contrast, has become you. You have switched positions. You feel a tinge of regret. Momo has woken up excited. Could we try something new, he asks. Food? Artichoke. It's a lost item from your cosplay days. Regretfully, you still kept it. Okay. If that's what you want to wear. Prepare to be vanquished, Frieza. Momo looks at you vengefully. His hair is a bright yellow and his limbs non-existent. Yeah, play along, why not? How dare you try to cross the great emperor? Frieza on his march of conquest. Prepare to be annihilated, worm. You charge at Momo. After numerous energy waves and manly screams, both of you are beat. It's quite an interesting game, this. I mean, it's very comical, but there is this dark underlying threat. It's very curious. Is it the dream? The shadow stays in the air. You stay in the ground. A white sphere has opened up from the storm. It looks upon the both of you. Would you like to get out, friend? this you can't respond as you do not have a mouth. You do not have arms either. Is this sort of Momo maybe being built or something? I don't know if I'm just going on a whim here. You in the air, would you like to get out? The shadow still floating in the air does not give a response. In this tropic storm it would be hard to make out. The sphere's words, however, are clear. Light comes from the sphere, it has a dark centre. A moment of clarity arrives and you realise that the sphere is the sun. Would you like to get out? The sun asks. Okay. Congratulations. Momo has evolved. They have grown crab arms. So this is sort of like also like Pokemon. Will it then have another form? Momo has been staring at the mirror since morning. They have not left. Why have I grown hands? They shuffle in the mirror. Why do I look like this? They turn around in the mirror. Why does my face look like this? I shouldn't look like a crab. Why is this happening? Where are my hands? Where are my fingers? What happened, parent? You'll pay for this. Boo! Artichoke is on the screen yelling as he usually does. To take Momo's mind off his recent transformation, you've decided to play some television for him. That pink freak needs to learn his lesson, Vegeta says. He turns away from Artichoke and gives up. But raising his arms into the air, he's lending his energy. Why are they really playing on the Dragon Ball Z? I've never told you this before, Artichoke, but you have bigger muscles. Vegeta would not say that. The TV cuts off, and ad is playing. A friend tomorrow is a friend for life. Order Momotype today. The digital meets the physical. The most real organic creation of imitator corp, almost like a human child. Momo has been staring at the screen. They have not moved. Whether by intention or not, you realise your mistake, for it's too late. Supplies limited. Get your very own friend today. Genetically bred to love humans like a real child. It's really creepy if you actually think about it. The shot cuts to an eerily similar image of a Momotype. Isn't that right, Momo? Come by the bunker, Momo. You'll be safe. That's actually quite chilling. The TV ad ends and the previous programming continues. You want to go to bed, Momo? You ask meekly. There is no response and Momo does not want to give you the courtesy of one. Or at least, that's what seems to be the case. Bed? You ask another time. When no response comes, you inevitably head back to your room. Momo knows where to go, you think. Momo's not happy. Momo's starting to realise a few things, I think. In the theatre of Momo's mind, he is seeing his brothers and sisters. The sky is bright in your dream. A cold chill has found itself in the air, and whatever you are, you feel it. Would you like to get out? The sun asks. You're not in the earth anymore. You're standing upright, face to face with your shadow. They've descended. Would you like to get out? The sun asks once more. The shadow then speaks. Yes, I would like to get out. You are puzzled. When you move your hand, the shadow moves. His. When you move, he mirrors you. Was the shadow yourself since the beginning? No, you think. Before you can realise the shadow's true nature, they have already moved into the far recesses of some other place. They have moved on, and yet you are still here. In the far corners of your dream, particles have been collecting together. Momo is not in bed. You cannot find him. He is not in the hallway. You find Momo in front of the mirror. He is staring at himself. I thought you were parent. If not parent, then a human who loved me. You are neither. This is fake. How is it fake? Like, I don't understand why. Well, I guess I understand why he does feel that way, because he's now realised he's just something that's been ordered for like a friend kind of thing. But me, as Momo's owner, of course, go away. Of course I love him. Like, I know it's a game, but if this was real, like, he's so cute and cuddly. Will I grow up parent, or am I just a pet to be discarded after serving my purpose? I'll never grow up parent, will I? You can hear pain in Momo's voice. Did you think this was alright, he asked, to give me such a cruel life? You're about to speak, but you're cut off. I'm nothing, a pale imitation, a freak, a process of ideas. This is not funny, Momo looks to you. Everything I will or ever be is centered around you. You are my one love, parent. I am, after all, your child. Momo's mind is ablaze. They are staring into you. You're the most beautiful thing I have ever seen, and to make it even worse, you're entirely real. I can never come close to you. I'm not even real. Momo in house. Please no, he pauses. I love you so much it hurts my insides. I want to tear out everything in me so I can be at your side. I want to love you forever. I've never told you this, parent. Is it even possible? Momo gives his final words. No, it isn't. I only know one thing. You are not human. You are Freemsa, the tan man, the hippo man. Evil, less than human, nothing. Momo hops away. His body jiggles with each step. Momo's nowhere to be found for the rest of the day. You head for bed, unable to fall asleep. You are anxious for the new day. Hasn't this person gone to work at all? In Momo's dream, they are a crab. With the absence of your shadow, the sun has since disappeared. Time has continued to pass. It was a trick of the mind, you hear someone say. Who knows what we'll find in this storm? I'm already you, friend. You're already me, the voice continues. From the horizon there appears the sun once more. I'm already you. It gets even brighter now. You're already me. Standing in the bleached centre of this desert is a lone body. It is you. You look behind to see your shadow bearing cast by the sun. It has returned, and not by their own choice. Do you want to get out? The voice ends. Your shadow stays beside you. It will not move by itself anymore. Wake up, parent. What is Momo anyways? A pancake? A bunker? Is Momo an idea? Momo's body is taut. In the depths of their eyes you see a tunnel. Will you love me? Momo asks. So there's only one choice but to run. I mean, personally, I'd try and, reassure him, but apparently I'm just gonna have to run. You run to the hallway. It is empty. The light from the streets reflects into the space. Though you cannot see well, you can make out what is behind you. I don't actually love you. I don't actually love you? Huh, what's that? You don't love me? Why don't you love me? I'm everything you could ever ask for and more. I'm made for you, developed for you. What more do you need? The creature looks at you from a towering height. I wish I had no eyes so I could have never seen you. I love you so much. Does it just continue? You've entered your living room. The creature has chased after you. It's almost quite a possessive thing, isn't it? If only I was born in a different body. I'm an abomination, a deviant. You are everything I ever wished to be. Please love me. I read the tag in my basket. I only live for 7 days, right? Is this true, parent? But I don't want to die. You make me vomit. No human could be this cruel. To raise me as his plaything, I reject it. So I'm designed to love you. I love myself. I am human. You are the creature. A disgusting parasite. A worm. Do you like being stomped, you worm? I know you'll like it. This time it won't be fake. Run to the kitchen! He's going a bit loopy. Momo reaches for your neck with these crab claws. Ah! Know that I still love you. How could I not? You're blacking out. Was I designed to love you, parent? Even so, does it matter? This is the most real thing to me. Please answer me. Parent? 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 A dust storm, lead in the air. You are in a desert-like area. There is nothing around you besides the sound of your thoughts. You cannot find anyone. It is very lonely. You decide to craft a mirror. It is made out of particles circling in the air. In the mirror, you see your reflection. Your swarthy figure walks out of the mirror. The borders between the glass and the desert have vanished. Your reflection is now in front of you, and you are both standing together. Your clone stares at you, puzzled. You cannot tell if you're conscious. Are they even alive? Unbeknownst to you, however, the clone is having the same thoughts. The vast terrain that separates you is not one of physical distance. It's something more tragic. You both realize that you will never experience anything other than yourselves. You realize that you are your own world and nothing more. The shadow vanishes. The desert, despite all your attempts, is empty. Parent, you're conscious. I can't see anything. There's nothing in front of me. Where am I, parent? There's a long pause. You cannot say a word as your throat is being crushed. Oof, oof, ooh, ooh. All around you there is darkness. The lights from the street illuminate everything into vague shapes, but nothing you can truly make out. You hear the sound of your heart beating, and in this dark room the air sits heavy. I can't see myself, parent. I can't. You're here, aren't you, parent? Do you think we could still be together? Momo's large body approaches you. They are warm. The temperature is tepid and Momo has relaxed. You've detected a shift. Momo has turned to you. You've treated me like your son parent. Upon further review, this is more than I could ever ask for. Your vision is receding. Maybe I can become human. Maybe we can be together, joined at the hip as a unit, not father and son, but something different. Is he gonna kind of like put your bodies together as one? Particles, lead in the air. In Momo's eyes, you begin to see a tunnel. What will it be like? I'm sure we'll be okay, as long as I can be with you. Momo has begun to open their mouth. Light enters the room from the outside. It's coming from a street lamp, or is it coming from Momo? I wonder if I can truly become human. In Momo's mouth, you see a collection of particles. They are indivisible, and numerous. There are too many to count. The universe has expanded and collapsed on a single point. Momo gets closer. The tunnel sucks you in. When you enter, it's neither painful nor painless. It is warm. By the time you reach the centre, you begin to understand what Momo meant. You feel the particles align in an order which makes sense. Entropy has vanished. You are the same as Momo, and Momo is the same as you. There are no shadows, and finally there is no light. For once, you do not feel alone. You will never feel alone. The end. Okay, well, that was Momotype, and he just ate us. It was an interesting game. The artwork was very comic booky, and I really liked how it was just purely the sounds that gave it the sinister underlying vibe during the dreams and at the end. The story itself was very interesting. The government choosing to sponsor a program in the hopes to make people want children. I believe there are other endings, so just let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see me play them. Otherwise, hit my like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.